Hey beauty, listen up. It's really quite simple. You're a divine soul having a human experience, and all the abundance you seek is available to you right now. Your assignment is to get out of your own way, become your most aligned and magnetic self, and open up to receive the desires that are placed in your heart. Because what you are seeking is also seeking you. Welcome to the Abundance Club. I'm your host, Amy Wilkinson, soul and abundance mentor and manifestation teacher, and I love that you're here. Let's go ahead and expand and play in this field of infinite potential. Hello, beautiful. Welcome back to the Abundance Club. I'm so loving that you are tuned in to this episode and that this episode has called you in, because it feels like this is one that many of us need to hear. And, I'm aware that in saying that, it's one that I need to hear. And it's one that I have, or it's a topic that I've moved through a lot, and that it's currently very alive in my community. And I feel like in the greater collective, there is this calling to reclaim our power. This feels particularly alive this week off the foot of the recent elections in the States. And I guess that just amplifies or exemplifies how many of us in our humanness can fall into this trap of thinking in some way that something outside of ourselves has the answers or has the ability to impact the way that we live our life. So it's this real outsourcing of power that is evident, and that we can really fall into when we forget our divinity, when we forget who we are, when we forget our limitlessness. And so I guess I've seen that rear up a little bit this week with differing opinions around the results of the election, and some people in grief and some people elevated. And all this is showing is how many of us are looking outside for a savior or a hero. And what I want to remind you that feels really strong coming through this transmission is that no one is your savior, that nothing outside of you can dictate your own happiness. You are responsible for that. This can be both confronting and deeply, deeply empowering and freeing. There is nothing standing in your way of your happiness, of your abundance, of your joy. No one needs to give you permission for that other than you. And so, what are some of the ways that we give our power away? And I'm not just talking about election results here, I'm talking about just in our day to day. And, when I see this show up in both women and men, I mean, I primarily work with women, but it can be a lot of accumulation of other people's energy in our field, in our energetic field. So we all have what's known as an auric field or an energetic field around us, which is filled with information. And information is energy. And a lot of this we find, if we're not taking care of ourselves to do the important clearing practices and energy rituals to refine and clarify our energy, a lot of it can be other people's things. This can be other people's opinions of us, expectations of us, views of us, if we let it get to us. Okay, if we let it in, and that can impact the quality of our field. Now, I'm a manifestation teacher and an abundance coach. And so, not having the clarity and the refinement in our energy field can impact what we're calling in, because as vibrational beings, we are made up of energy. 99.99% of us is energy. So, as vibrational beings, In terms of manifestation or co-creation, we call into our reality what we are a vibratory match for. Another way of putting this is that we are giving out a broadcast, a signal, just like a radio station is giving out a signal. And the universe reflects back to us and offers back to us the vibratory match for whatever frequency we are tuned into, whatever radio station we are tuned into. So if we're not careful, if we are not taking care of ourselves, our energy, we're going to be giving off mixed signals, or we're going to be giving off something unconsciously that is not a match for what we want to draw in. So this might resonate if you find that in your life, you are really focused on calling in some specific outcomes for yourself. Maybe this is a new relationship. Maybe this is a job opportunity or a promotion in your own job. Maybe this is a house upgrade or a trip or a financial um, goal that you have. And you're sitting here going, it's just not working. I'm not getting any feedback that is showing me that this is coming through for me. Right? And this might be because the signal that you're giving off is murky, is blurry, and there can be a few reasons for this. This can be, about what we are believing to be true. So I will work with many clients that will say, I really want to call in this. Let's say it's a business that they're wanting to create for themselves and to leave their 9 to 5 job and to be in work that feels really purpose driven and create something for themselves. And the first thing I will ask them is, do you believe that that's possible for you? Because it really doesn't matter what anybody else believes. The universe wants to know, do you believe it? So we draw in, we attract in, we manifest an accumulation or basically a reflection of what we believe to be true. So our beliefs, whether they're conscious or unconscious, a lot of it is our subconscious beliefs, so below the conscious awareness, our thoughts, and our feelings, right, play a big part in this. So what I'm getting at here, if you really want to be a conscious co-creator or a conscious manifester, if you are wanting to draw in a different reality than what you are currently experiencing, let's say you want to upgrade, then you need to be able to take the space and the time to do the conscious energy work to clear up your field, to look at where you're letting other people's opinions of you impact you, your own fears hold you back, and where you're continually giving your power away and outsourcing your power and your happiness, believing that something else outside of you is going to save you or make you happy. Now, this leads me to this whole thing around manifestation and how we can really buy into this illusion and this belief, right? Many of us believe that it's the thing, it's the manifestation, it's the relationship, it's the job that's going to make us feel a certain way, that's going to, in a way, and again, this is where we give our power away, in a way, save us, right? The manifestation is not the end game. Really, it's a byproduct, it's a reflection, it's the icing of the cake. For you, the real manifestation, the real juice, the real nectar, the real goal, the real prize is who you become on the way to that dream, that desire, that vision, right? That is where the real sweetness is. And then, yes, the manifestation comes in as a reflection of that. So there is a couple of different ways that we manifest. And so if we're approaching it from more of a manufactured manifestation, embedded in that is a belief that what we're seeking is outside of ourselves, is a belief that we need to then make something happen. You might hear yourself saying, what do I need to do to make it happen? So a lot of that is still based on a mindset of scarcity. I don't have it now. It's something I want. It's outside of me. I've got to go and get it. It's not the manifestation that I teach or that's worked for me. I teach a very embodied, soulful, surrendered approach to manifestation, which is embedded in a knowing and a trust that you are a part of, you are connected to the divine. And in that connection to the divine, you have access to everything that you need. And if that desire is in you, if that vision, that goal is there for you, it is because it's available to you as a potential reality, right? It is available to you. It is already yours. It is already there. So the question then is, how do I become? How do I become a match for it? One of Wayne Dyer's, or my favorite quote of Wayne Dyer's is we don't get what we want. And you've probably heard me say this before. We don't get what we want. We get what we are. We get who we are. We get who we are being. Life reflects that. So this brings me back to this whole thing about giving our power away. When we're giving our power away, we're outsourcing our precious energy. We're over in somebody else's. Byron Katie would say, whose business are you in? How much energy and attention are you putting into things that are outside of you, outside of your control? And our energy is so precious. Our energy is our most important commodity. Our energy is everything. It's 99.99% of who we are. It's everything. One of my teachers says, the most impressive thing about you is your energy. The most important compliment that somebody could give you is you have great energy, because this is who we are being. Sure, it's lovely to hear that our hair looks nice and our jewelry looks nice and we're wearing a nice top and all that. And how freely do we go ahead and invest time and money and energy into those things, particularly as women, right? Like having the facial, getting the hair done, buying makeup, buying nice clothes, like all of those things we will freely invest energy into. But the piece that's really important here, the piece that is really crucial around manifestation, around abundance, is how are you taking care of your energy? Are you willing to take time each day to do the work, to clear your field, to refine your energy, to notice, become really aware of where am I giving my power away to? What am I saying yes to when I really want to say no? Okay. Our magnetism, right? Our magnetism is what enables us to call forward into our reality, our heart's desires. Our magnetism is defined by how much we can be in our truth, how much we're willing to be in our authenticity. Now, I didn't say that this work was easy. It can be really simple, but it can be really challenging because it asks us to break free out of the certain molds that we've conditioned ourselves into, the certain patterns, right? So if you are expecting a different reality, but you are doing the same thing, you're thinking the same thoughts, you're believing the same beliefs, you're living out the same habits and patterns each day, but you are expecting something in your reality to suddenly change, I'm pretty sure that's the definition of insanity. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So when we take back our power, we go, I am the only one. I am the only one that's responsible for this reality that I am in. Life is simply that mirror. Okay. If you see something in the mirror, if you are looking in the mirror and you're not liking what you're seeing, let's say it's about the outfit or something in your energy or in your body that you're not happy with, that you see the reflection in the mirror, you don't go to try and change the mirror. You don't go and, like, maybe it's a bit foggy and you want to adjust it, but you're not trying to change the mirror. You go then, okay, what do I need to change about myself? What do I not like here? This necklace doesn't look good, or this shirt looks a little too tight. So you go about changing that so the mirror can reflect back a different reality, one that you want to see. Life works the same. Life works the same. So if you are wanting to experience a different reality, you need to be brave and courageous and go within and go, what is it that I need to let myself feel? This is an example. What do I need to let myself feel right now that I haven't let myself feel? Maybe it's a good cry. Maybe there's some grief. Maybe there's some sadness. And then you need to take stock and go, okay, where in my life am I giving my power away? Where am I saying yes when I need to say no? Where am I engaging still in conversations that I feel really drained in afterwards? Where am I connecting with people in relationships that just doesn't feel good? We need to be able to love ourselves enough to put boundaries up and say no, and know that that's the most loving thing that you can do for the world. Imagine a world where we all took care of ourselves in that way. This isn't selfish, this is important self care, right? This is things that raise up your frequency. When you can say no and untether yourself from the things, the people, the situations that are draining you, you are able to then lift up your vibration and amplify your energy, which means that you are more in tune and available for the things, the people, the experiences, the relationships that need you, that you are called to participate in. The whole world benefits from that. Right? A rising tide lifts all ships in the harbor. So it is your responsibility, no one else's, to take care of you and your energy, to carve out time to go, what is it I need? As I say to my clients, like one of the most important questions you can ask in the morning before you open your eyes, when you commune with your divinity, with your soul, with that aspect of you that is beyond the physical, that's beyond the mind, is to ask, what do I need to know? What does my soul need right now? Nothing changes if nothing changes. So, can you challenge yourself to break the habit, to change the pattern, to disrupt the pattern where you might normally say yes to something? Is your soul saying enough? That doesn't feel right anymore, because we want to take you here. Your soul wants growth and expansion. And to get to that next level of expansion that's going to call in that reality that you seek, that desire that you seek, you need to be able to clear out the closet of the old things that aren't working for you anymore. You need to be able to choose a new personal reality for yourself. So, what does that look like? Part of this work and the work I do with clients is then tapping into a future version of yourself, a more evolved version of yourself that's living that future reality, to go, what would she do? That's a conversation. That's another conversation. So I don't want to go too much into that. But the point is, we need to be able to shift our habits, change our personality in a really uplifting way if we are wanting to call in a different reality, if we are wanting to access a bigger vision and dream for ourselves. So if you're sitting here wondering why it hasn't been happening, instead of looking outside, instead of thinking, what do I need to do? How do I need to make this happen? Turn back in. What do I need to believe about myself? In what ways do I need to back myself? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to say no to? How can I love myself more? Come from that place and let yourself be guided. And I promise you, you will start to then see things shift. The old conversations that were draining you, the relationships are not going to be there in the way that they were. You're not going to be available for them anymore. But you need to decide, you need to choose what you are now going to call in. And then you need to go all in believing that that's possible for you and asking your soul to lead you and guide you along the way. This is manifestation, is not just you alone. It's not you against the world. It's you working in collaboration with the divine essence of the universe, with the one consciousness. Call that God, source, divine, love, Barry, whatever you want to call it. You hand over, you trust, you let yourself be led, you be prepared to relinquish the control. And then you wait for the magic and the miracles to show up in your life, and I promise you they will. So, here are some of the ways you can change the field around you. Here are some of the important energy practices. If you feel, yeah, maybe my field is a bit off, maybe it is a bit murky, maybe, and a way that you can know this is if you're not feeling yourself, or you're feeling tired and drained, or you're feeling a bit foggy headed, or you're feeling emotions and sensations that you sense aren't yours. And that can happen as well. We can take on a lot of other people, particularly if where I work with a lot of empathetic women, sensitive beings, beautiful, beautiful women that we can take on. And it's a bit of a superpower, but it can also be a little bit of a curse if we don't know how to manage it and it gets lodged into our energy field. So clearing your energy field is a really important energetic hygiene practice. Now, you might do this by, and I do this myself, calling on an angel. Like Archangel Michael is brilliant at clearing your field, clearing out anything that isn't a vibratory match, that isn't of the highest light. So any density or distortion, cutting through energy cords. So cords that might be lodged in our energetic field or in our chakras from other people, unhealthy cords that can drain our energy, right? Visualization, meditation, prayer, EFT tapping, journaling, right? Free writing journaling, automatic writing is brilliant for this as well. Having a salt bath, right? I work with energy quite a lot and I hold space for women. So having a salt bath, a good magnesium Epsom salt bath is something that I do regularly, clears your field, right? Intention, being in nature, taking care of yourself in the way. Now, this might be soul led. You might tune in with your soul and you get a sense of this. But otherwise, just beginning to adopt some of these practices. EFT tapping is brilliant, is really important. This is also why it's such a good idea to work with a mentor and a coach that can help you to clear some of the old beliefs, right? So you can be intending something, wanting something to call in, but your subconscious paradigm is like, nah, no way, that's not happening, right? And a lot of this can be hidden, often when it is in the subconscious, because it's subconscious, it's hidden beneath the surface. So working with someone that can help to just tease out some of those limitations, clear your energy, support you to clear your energy, and then to really bring in clearer intentions that feel aligned for you is really important. So there's some beautiful somatic practices that you can do that really bring you into your body as well. Embodied manifestation is called that for a reason. We're present. We feel our feelings. We notice when we're feeling off and we look after ourselves. This is like foundational when it comes to any type of co-creation, any type of manifestation, any type of wanting to move forward in alignment with your highest timeline. You are going to be asked by spirit, by the universe, to start to clean up and do the work. There's always a cost in changing, but I truly believe that there is such a bigger cost in staying the same, repeating the same patterns, staying in the same paradigm, and yet wanting something different for yourself, but not knowing how to get there. So, if you're listening to this, take this as a little sign or nudge. Can you amplify? Can you up your practices of self care and energy hygiene? Can you reach out to someone to support you to shift and change, to support you to put some new practices in place that feel really aligned with the you that you're becoming, with the evolved you, with your higher self? So they're just some of the tools. And in clearing your energetic field, then what happens is you return to your natural state of wholeness, your natural state of worthiness, your natural state of abundance. None of this is outside of yourself, but sometimes we just need to peel back the layers to clear off the cobwebs so that we can come back into remembrance of who we truly are. Remember, you are a sovereign being and you have your own choice, your own capacity to take your power back at any time, to unhook from the mainstream fear paradigm of separation and scarcity, and to choose what you claim for yourself. Your purpose is to be the most you that you can be. Your most authentic self is your ticket to your most magnetic self. So I really hope that this helps. I teach women to manifest their desires and to tap into their unlimited abundance via a joyful reunion with the truth of who they are and their whole and worthy identity. So reach out if I can help you. Please let me know if you enjoyed this episode, how you found it. I love this conversation and I think it's a really important one to have. So enjoy the rest of your day. I love you so much and I will chat to you again soon, no doubt. Take care.